Hi there. So this is a different video than normal, kind of an experiment, one that's probably going to blow up in my face. So I want to talk today quickly about copyright on YouTube. This is something that, because I'm a channel that does movies and video essays, I have to fight content ID claims all the time. Most of the time I win these content ID claims because, well, the people that make the claims, once I've told them that it's a fair use claim, once I've told them that my video is fair use, they review it, they agree with it, and they say, yeah, you're welcome to take the money because it is fair use. This is when a company acts in good faith. Now, just to name a couple of companies that do act in good faith, I've had dealings with 20th Century Fox. They released a claim after reviewing it. I've had dealings with Warner Brothers. They released the claims after dealing with it. A couple of people that aren't so good, the Weinstein Company, which I'm fucking glad they folded because they were a pain in the ass when they were around. Which is why you very rarely see me review anything by Tarantino, because I never get paid from it, because Weinstein owns all the rights to it. And they are ruthless. Who else? Lionsgate Films, they can kiss my ass. It's a growing problem on YouTube. A huge problem on YouTube, especially for people like me that do video essays that deal with copyrighted material. What is fair use? Basically, you've got to fulfill a bit of criteria. So the first criteria is it transformative? Are you adding deeper meaning to what you're talking about, or are you changing the context? That's what transformative means. Some people say just resizing the video or changing the opacity is transformative. I would disagree with that, and I would support any film company that puts a claim on a video where all they've done is slightly manipulate the footage. I think my personal definition, and from what I gather from speaking with a legal professional, the law tends to think of it as, do you change the content? Do you change its meaning, or do you change its context? If the answer is yes, it's transformative. But it's not just that. You also have to take into account how much of that content you have used. The general rule that I stick to is never use more content than you need to make the point that you're talking about. So in my videos, you'll often hear me in the voiceover making a particular point, and then the video that you see references that point. And it's never usually longer than 5 to 10 seconds at the very most. It's rare that it's longer than that. Sometimes it is, but it's rare. Because again, I agree on this. I'm not trying to steal the content. I'm not trying to re-upload it. I'm trying to add deeper meaning to it. The third thing is, does it detract from the original's ability to make a profit? No, I would argue the opposite. There's quite a few people who've watched my videos on movies like Her and some of the less well-known films that I've covered that have said they're going to go check that movie out because I've done a video about it. So in effect, I'm actually making them more profitable by making these videos. And I know that sounds like a crazy thing to say. I know a lot of YouTubers make stupid bullshit claims, say, oh, well, I bring a bigger audience to it. I genuinely do make people interested in films that they weren't interested in before. I got the comments to prove it. Which is why when I've spoken to some film companies in the past, they've released their claims. YouTube puts people like me in a difficult position. They essentially hand all the power to the person making the claim. Here's how it goes. So I upload a video, company X sees that I've used some of their content and they put a claim on it. I then appeal that claim and make my case for fair use. I am a fair use channel, 100%. Company X then decides, you know what, fuck you. We're going to keep your profits anyway, because we know that your only recourse is to risk a channel strike and have your channel directly affected, or take it to court, which we know you can't do. So they bully people like me, smaller YouTubers, they bully us, knowing full well that our options are really limited. Or are they? I've always been too afraid to appeal a content ID rejection. So that is when a company claims my video, I appeal it, and then they reject that appeal. Yeah, did I mention that YouTube allows the person making the claim to decide how valid the claim is? I don't have to highlight how fucking stupid that is. That'd be like if you allowed a criminal in court to decide whether or not they were guilty. Of course they're gonna say no. Anyway, I'm ranting about that. I don't want to rant. This video, or this series of videos, is I want to show you what happens, because I don't actually know myself. So when they make a claim on my video, I appeal it and they reject it. The only options then are to suck it up and just let them keep the money, or I can, I don't even know what the option's called. What is the option called? So if you're, blah, 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 blah. So I'll quickly change this over so you can see what I'm looking at. So what happens after you appeal? So if you receive a content ID claim on your video and you believe it's wrong, the copyright owner will be notified and they'll have 30 days to respond to your dispute. Now, if your dispute is rejected, file an appeal. This is what I want to talk about. So what happens after you appeal? So after you appeal a rejected dispute, the copyright owner has 30 days to respond. After you appeal, there are a few actions that the copyright owner can take. Do nothing and let the claim expire. If they don't respond within 30 days, then their claim on your video will expire. You don't need to do anything. They can release it, that's self-explanatory. They can request the immediate removal of your video. If they believe that their claim is still valid, they may issue a copyright takedown request against your video. This means you'll get a copyright strike on your account. A copyright strike limits what I can do with the channel. For example, I can't upload any videos longer than I think 15 minutes. So most of the video says that I do just won't be eligible anymore. I also can't monetize things. So you imagine that if I appeal this and they decide to give me a copyright strike, it fucks up my channel, which is why nobody does this. Nobody does it because the repercussions are so fierce. Let's get back to those options. So the next thing they can do is schedule a takedown request for your video. So they submit a takedown request, an immediate one. This means you'll get a copyright strike on your account. If you still believe you have the rights to the content, you can submit a counter notification at this point. Let's quickly open counter for notification so you can see that. Copyright protected content may be taken out from YouTube if it's uploaded without a copyright owner's authorization. Right, so when is a counter notification appropriate? You can only issue a counter notice when a video that you've uploaded was disabled due to a mistake or misidentification of the content. This includes fair use. This is what's important for me. This is what's important for me because I am a fair use channel. What I do is definitely transformative and it is fair use. So this is where it gets a bit murky. If your video is disabled for copyright but does not fit the criteria above, don't pursue a counter notice. I'm going to ignore that because mine does fit that description. So you sign in and you blah blah blah, under monetization, view copyright claim, submit counter notification. Now, what happens after this? After we've processed your counter notification by forwarding it to the claimant has 10 working days to give us evidence that they've initiated a court action to keep the content down. This time period is a requirement of copyright law, so be patient. So essentially, what happens is if I dispute something that they've already rejected, they can issue a strike. I expect that they will issue a strike, and this is what we're going to test with a proper experiment. My own experiment, putting my own channel at risk to show you what happens. And hopefully it'll be something positive, but I kind of expect this is going to be super, super negative. So they've claimed my video, and I've already appealed, they've rejected it, and now I've issued an appeal against their rejection. So let's imagine that they strike my channel, which I suspect they will. So then I will appeal the strike and wait 10 days and see what happens. That's the experiment. Will my channel get destroyed by this? There's a reasonable chance that it might, which is why I'm recording this, so that people can see that I'm full transparency here. People can see that I'm acting in good faith. I'm even going to show you the video that I'm going to use as my test subject. So on my channel, I have a couple of videos that have been claimed by people, but one in particular that I think is suitable for this, and that is my video on Robocop 2, which is, where is it? Shit, I can't, oh, there it is. So as you can see, It has been claimed by whoever it is, that's MGM have claimed it, saying that this video breaches copyright. It doesn't. It is a fair use thing. It's a video talking about the hidden themes within RoboCop 2, something that is not explicit in the movie itself. In addition to that, I don't use the sound from the video. The clips are all very short, and they're kept that short on purpose because I'm only using them to reference the point that I'm making in the actual audio. This is a fair use video. So I've already appealed it once. You can see the dispute rejected. They've already said, fuck you, we're keeping this anyway. So I'm now going to risk my entire channel to appeal this and show you what happens. And hopefully, no matter what happens, I'm going to post everything about this. Everything. Because I think this is something that is such a murky field. I even saw JonTron make a video saying that he was too scared to file an appeal because he didn't want his channel getting ruined. Well, fuck it. I'm going to be the guinea pig for everyone, and I'm going to make sure that we all know exactly what happens and how fair this process really is. Are we ready? Here we go. So what is an appeal? An appeal is not the same as a dispute. If you've already disputed a content ID claim and feel that it was mistakenly upheld by the claimant, you can appeal the decision. Proceed if you are confident of your position. I am. I do things in a fair use way. Appeals can result in a copyright strike. The claimant can request that your video be removed from YouTube either immediately or with a 7-day notice if they believe the claim is still valid. If this happens, you will receive a copyright strike. If your video is taken down and you still believe it is a mistake, you have the option to submit a counter notification. Fuck. Do I really want to do this? I'm going to be honest, I'm nervous about this because this genuinely will affect my channel. It can fuck up everything. But I really feel like this is something people should cover and that people should know about. And I really feel like we should know exactly what happens when someone does this. Should I do it? Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. So many things these days are stacked against people, myself included, so fuck it. What's the worst that can happen? Right, so I'm gonna, because I've got to input my actual details, I'm just gonna turn the camera onto me for a second. I gotta be honest, I am nervous as shit about this. Because, like I said, 2 years of hard work can be washed straight down the drain by doing this. There is a reasonable chance that that will happen. My look's been pretty shit recently, so I'm probably not helping myself by doing this. I have had some truly horrendous luck over the last couple of years. Okay, explain why your use of the claimed content. Right, so here we go. I'll put it back on so you can see exactly what I'm typing. So please explain why your use of the claimed content is subject to fair use. This will go to the claimant for review. So, video discusses the hidden themes within RoboCop 2 which are not explicitly stated in the movie or script. It discusses the commercialization. That's not how you spell commercialization. Commercialization of the movie, of the franchise. Fuck off, get off. Man, I am such a bad typist today. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't close it, don't close it. of the franchise and its associated products and the decline of the character. What else? It is an examination of the deeper meaning of the movie and highlights some subversive elements within the film and its writing. Thus, it could also be called an educational video, as it comments on how to commercialize a movie and how to spoil the writing. What is the nature of the copyrighted work? Is the original work factual in nature or fictional? The original work is fictional. Is a fictional science fiction movie about a cyborg police officer who fights crime. That is such a bad logline. It's a good job I'm not writing loglines. How much of the copyrighted content is used? Shit, I can't remember. 9 minutes and 14 seconds. See, this is the other thing. They claim that I'm using too much of it, but in a 9 minute video, how could I possibly be using too much? That's a 2-hour movie. I've used 9 minutes of it. 9 minutes. How much and what percentage of the original work do you use? Robocop 2 runtime. Oh, nice. 2 hours. I was dead right. Whoops. Wrong tab. 7%. Do you use the most important part? Use various clips to emphasize and demonstrate the point which I am discussing in voiceover. I also do not use the sound from the movie, with the exception of a very short clip, which again is only used to demonstrate the point I made in voiceover. Is your video a substitute for the original content? No. It can't possibly be used as a substitute. Fuck man, why is my typing so bad? Since I use such a small portion of the movie without sound and not in chronological order either. Is there any other information the copyright owner should be aware of? No, I don't think so. See, look at this. Look at how many times YouTube threatens me for defending myself when I'm actually right. I'm aware there may be adverse legal consequences if I make a false allegation. It's not false. I understand that if my appeal is rejected by the claimant, my video will be removed and a copyright strike given to my account. You know what? Fuck you. Okay. So there you have it. That is me. I am going to teach you exactly what happens when you when you try and fight against the system with the tools given to us by YouTube. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I genuinely don't. But I will post more videos and update it as the process goes along. Will this destroy my channel? There is a very good chance that it might. In the meantime, I'll leave you with this video completely unedited. It is 23 minutes long. Maybe I might chop out some bits and pieces here and there just to make it a bit shorter and easier to digest. But this is it, me fighting erroneous content ID claims on YouTube to show you either how the system works or how badly it fails. We'll see. I'll see you in a couple of days, hopefully.
Sunshine, my dear, why you playing? I just hope it makes no sense. Spotlight from sunshine.